Today we're going to be learning how to use Merriam-Webster, an online dictionary, to make meaning with unknown words. Merriam-Webster has tons of tools beyond just the definition that can help us in making our own meaning when we come across words we don't know. If you see ads across the top, bottom, or sides, please be sure not to click on them as you do not know where they will lead you. To start, you're going to see a red bar at the top with a magnifying glass. That is called the search bar. I'm going to type in the word complain. You may know this word, but I want you to focus less on the word and more on the tools. As I type, you're going to see that it starts suggesting words based on my spelling. That way, if you are not sure how to spell the word, you can start with what you do know and it might fill in the rest for you. Next, I will either hit the red search button or I can hit the return button on my computer. Right away, we can see that at the very top is the word complain. As I hover over the part of speech verb, you're going to see it change shades of blue. That's because it's a hyperlink, which would take us to a different page in which they would define the word verb. Below, we see complain broken up into its two syllables, which is a tool to help us sound it out. Another tool with helping us pronounce it is the speech button, which you can see now. This button, if I clicked on it, would pronounce the word out loud through the speakers of my computer. Below that, because our word is a verb, it's showing the different ways we could use it in a sentence, depending on if it's the past, present, or future. Complained, complaining, complains. Below that, we see another hyperlink. We're going to ignore that for now. And we also see intransitive verb, which is a specific kind of verb that we haven't talked about. Below that is our two definitions. Many words have more than one definition depending on the usage. So our first definition, to express grief, pain, or discontent. And our second definition, to make a formal accusation or charge. In a lighter writing, you're going to see a sentence or a sentence fragment that helps us with the context for using it. Complaining about the weather, or he threatened to complain of him to the captain. Sometimes the word becomes a different part of speech, like complainer is a noun or complainingly is an adverb, and it might show us that as well. The next tool we're going to look at is synonyms. I could either click on the sidebar here that says synonyms, or I can scroll down until I see the heading that says synonyms. Synonyms are words that mean almost the same thing as the word we searched. So I may not know complain, but I might know some of these other words, and that can help me with figuring out what complain means, like scream or nag. The next part is example sentences. As I scroll down, you're going to see examples of complain in a sentence. He works hard, but he never complains. If you're unhappy with the service, you should complain to the manager. The students complained that the test was too hard. I've heard that one before. Those sentences are meant to give us some context clues in order to make the meaning of the word last in our brains. Below that is even more examples, but instead these are from actual articles on the internet, and it updates fairly often. So you can see this one is from the 21st of February, 2025. It is currently March 4th, so that was not too long ago. The next section is world history. Some words are very old and some are rather new. For example, texting is a pretty new word, but complain is from the 14th century, which was a very long time ago. This gives us some history for our word, which might help if we know like a prefix or a suffix that we recognize. The next two sections may not help you with understanding the word better, but it can help you if you're using it for a different purpose. So for example, phrases containing complain, can't complain, and idiom might be helpful in a different scenario, or rhymes for complain would be helpful if you're writing, say, a poem, airplane, complain. The last section I want you to focus on, though, is going to be a little bit more towards the bottom. I'm going to scroll until I see one labeled Kids Definition. The Kids Definition is similar to the normal definition, but it simplifies the vocabulary within the definition. This gives you a greater chance of understanding what the word means. So, for example, our definition here, to express grief, pain, or discontent, or find fault. Pretty similar to our original definition, but still. Our second definition is much different, but still means the same thing, to accuse someone of wrongdoing. Although there are more tools within Merriam-Webster, these are the main tools that are going to help you with making your own meaning of unknown words.